Hello kings and queens, and welcome back to the Art of Life and Love. My name is Joanna, and on this channel I help you guys improve your mental, physical and spiritual health. I also have a wellness blog and creative writing blog of the same name, which I will put a link to down below. Go ahead and check out my many wellness posts and poetry. So today, don't mind my bushy hair, I've just had my first day of work, and this is what happens to me when I work. I don't think my hair's been this big since last April, and if those of you who used to work with me, you will know it was a running joke in the office. The bigger Joanna's hair was, the more stressed she was. I don't know why, but it's just I'm just sitting here like, I have to work again. No, it's been amazing. For those of you who watched my reveal last week and have sent me messages of support on my first day, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's gone really well so far. I've met some really nice people, and it's just a really nice kind of chillax vibe at the moment. I know that will probably ramp up in a couple of weeks time when I'm all inducted as such, but whilst I have the time and I'm not pulling all of my hair out, I thought, let me film a video. So today I was really racking my brain about what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And it settled on me that I needed to talk to you guys about the term shadow work. What it is, how I've been using it to help myself heal and improve and grow, and how you can do the same, how you can use this to improve yourself and to heal yourself. And I would like my first disclaimer to be that the term shadow self is not actually, it didn't come about by spiritualists or hippies or yogis or whatever. It was actually a term coined by Carl Jung, or Carl Jung, I don't know how you say his name, but Carl Jung. He is a very famous psychologist. Come on guys, you should know who this man is. He's like the father of psychology, and he is the one that termed the phrase the shadow self. And it's basically the part of ourself that is deeply wounded, deeply hurt, and that we have repressed. And the reason it's so important, it's such an important part of self, is because it's basically our unconscious. It's what we are not aware of. It's what drives our behaviors, our reactions. It's where our triggers come from. Your shadow self is the part of you that is triggered when you come across something that is triggering. If you'd like to know more about what triggers are and how you can protect yourself from them, go ahead and click on my link up here. I'll link the video that I previously made about that. But that's the part of you that gets triggered. It's the part of you that is the wounded child. It's the part of you that drives a lot of your reactions, your thoughts, your processes, etc. So it kind of answered my own question as to why it's such an important thing to discuss, an important part of self. And I'm going to go into much more detail about why it's really important to do shadow work. So obviously the term shadow self was coined by Carl Jung, and shadow work is something that the spiritual community has kind of grabbed a hold of and taken as their own. But I just wanted to put a disclaimer and say that it is a scientific term, it is a psychology term, and you don't have to be remotely spiritual to do shadow work. So what is shadow work? Shadow work is basically making your unconscious self conscious. And what I mean by that, it's examining your behaviors, it's examining your triggers, it's examining your wounds. It is self-reflection. It is going within yourself, looking at why you behave the way that you behave, and working through that trauma. All of the trauma, all of the pain, all of the sorrow and the wounds and the sadness and the repressed beliefs, the repressed self, the repressed shadow, it all sits inside you. It's all a part of your unconscious mind. And healing your shadow self will be the best thing that you have ever done. And that's not to say that it's a one-time thing, like, okay, yeah, yesterday I healed my shadow self and tomorrow I'm going to do yoga. No, it's an ongoing process. Like, if you think about how many years you've been on this earth, I've personally been here 27 years. That is 27 years of unconscious beliefs, of hidden agendas, of wounds, of hurts, of stored and pent up frustrations and tensions. That is 27 years of depression, 27 years of sadness, 27 years of listening to people speak things over me and then unconsciously clinging onto those things and believing that they are true. And that is such a part of self-belief. It's such a part of self-limiting belief when you listen to what others say about you, especially when you're younger, and you believe what you say and you absorb it. And it's now a part of you. It's a part of your DNA. It's a part of your shadow self and your shadow beliefs. And I began the process of looking within and working on my shadow self, obviously last year, when everything was happening to me, everything was going on, you know, with the discovery of a narcissist in my midst, the fucking sociopath, having to move out of my home, going between homes during a pandemic, being kicked out by my aunt, having to go back to the house with the narcissist in it, etc., etc. If you want to know more, go ahead and check out these videos, or I'll put links to some things down below that you can check out if you're interested. And if you're also interested, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I've come back and kind of been like, no, this is my home, this is my house, I'm gonna take it back. And I've kind of been putting my foot down, been working on releasing a lot of fear and anxiety and trauma and things like that. And that's what I mean by shadow work. So I'll talk about my personal shadow work, and then I'll talk about how you can complete your own shadow work. Because it's not difficult, it's not hard. Just asking yourself questions. So when I began my shadow work, I didn't know that it was called shadow work. There was no big thing, oh, this is shadow work that you are doing and it's very spiritual and enlightening and healing, etc. Instead, what I did is I kind of took a step back from myself and my situation. I took a step back and I decided to look at it from a different perspective, to look at myself from a different perspective. And I can honestly say that the me that is sitting before you now, filming this in February 2021, is a completely different person to the Joanna that was in February last year. Completely different in every way. Everything that's happened to me last year has changed every part of me and is still changing every part of me. You know, every now and then, as humans do, we regress, I go back. But I have people in my life to show me, you know, to hold up that mirror to my face and be like, Joanna, look, you were progressing and now you're slipping. And then I can kind of be like, okay, yeah, cool. And then like rewind back into that perspective and back into the person that I actually want to be, and not the Joanna who existed this time last year. Sorry, it's snowing outside and a gust of it just went right by my window, and I'm just there like, oh my god, the universe. Where was I? Oh yeah, going back into myself. And so everything that happened to me last year, like it made me reevaluate. Like when you find out that you have been quote unquote abused, or you've been exposed to abusive behavior, I would prefer to say, it makes you question everything. Like everything. It makes you question everybody's motives. It makes you question everything that you've been taught, everything that you've learned, everything that you know. You begin to second guess, you begin to doubt, you begin to pick away at the strings of life until they unravel. And that's exactly what they did. They unraveled. I pulled that string and it unraveled, and I had to deal with the fallout. But even though it was like the worst thing ever to go through what I went through last year, I am so grateful that it happened, because I would rather be the me that I am now than the person that I was last year. And a lot of the reason I am who I am now is because of the work that I did internally, due to being exposed to abusive behavior and due to being exposed to uncertainty and fear and anxiety, and coupled with the pandemic and being, locked down indoors, made me think about myself in new ways, made me see myself in new ways, and it made me question everything that I am, everything, every cell of DNA, every behavior, every thought, every action. It just made me question who I am, and more importantly, who I want to be. Who would I prefer to be? Do I want to be this damaged shell, protective and sad and covered in barbed wire so no one can get close to me? Or do I want to be existing in the highest vibration of love? Do I want to be a giver and a receiver? Do I want to be someone who is in control of my emotions? Or do I want to be someone who is triggered constantly and has to tiptoe through life trying to protect herself from every little thing that might set her off? So an example of the shadow work that I have been doing is something along the lines of, okay, I've had an argument with my friend and I've reacted in a certain way. Okay, so I step back from the wounded, angry, discontent, disappointed, upset version of me. I step back and I look at why. I ask why. Why am I upset? Why am I so upset? Was what they did really that bad? Or has it simply triggered something in my psyche that has affected me negatively in the past and is now coming up again? Because that's what these things are. It's just cycles and cycles of pain and trauma. And every time you take that trauma and you just every time you box it back up and stuff it back into your chest, you are damaging who you are. And you're not allowing yourself to heal or move on. You're holding on to what has pained you in the past, and you're allowing it to continue paining you in your present. And that's why shadow work is just, it's so crucial. And I'm kind of sad that it's been coined shadow work, because it makes it seem like it's something only spiritual people can do, or something that only people with a certain beliefs can do, when in reality all it is self-reflection, asking yourself the questions that are important, asking yourself why you're behaving or reacting in the way that you are, and where it's come from. Has it come from a childhood wound, a feminine wound, a masculine wound? Were you bullied as a child and now you're super defensive even in the workplace, to the point where it's inappropriate how defensive you are? That's detrimental to your life, it's detrimental to your career, and you can't live in a shell or in a bubble trying to protect yourself from the external. What you should be doing is healing, releasing, and fortifying what is already inside you. So how can you go about doing your own shadow work? Like I just said, it's asking yourself these questions. It's journaling about how you feel and potentially where your feelings have come from. It is asking yourself why you've reacted in a certain way to a certain situation. It's asking yourself, are you actually right in this situation? Or are you just being defensive or overly critical? Or are you just closing your ears so you don't have to hear what other people have to say about you? Because no one likes the mirror being held up to them. No one likes to kind of just like, oh God, no, I don't want to see that. Oh, ugly. And I'm not talking about physical looks, because we are beautiful. I'm talking about the inside. When someone holds up the mirrors to your insides and you're just like, ew. You don't have to say ew if you're already cleaning out your own insides. And I really, really recommend that you do. I really, really recommend that you reflect on who you are, why you are the way that you are, what your behaviors are, and what your intentions are. And that's basically what shadow work is. And the benefit of shadow work is it means that you are processing, healing, and releasing so much that no longer serves you. You are releasing all of that trauma, all of that pent up pain and sorrow, the depression, the anxiety, the fear, the defensiveness, the inability to take criticism. Your behaviors should not be dictated by your past. They should be dictated by who you are today. So you need to ask yourself, who do you want to be? Do you want to be that person who just walks around with this heaviness, this unconscious psyche that is controlling everything that you do, that you have no say over, controls your reactions, your words, what you're doing, who you like, who you don't like, blah, blah, blah? Or do you want to take back control of your being? Do you want to take back control of who you are, who you want to be, how you want to act? If so, then shadow work is for you. And you will see such a benefit to it. I feel light. I feel so much lighter than I did last year. I feel so much more self-aware. I feel like I have a better control of my emotions, of my behaviors, of who I am. Now, that doesn't make me a saint, and I still have the need for people to pull up that mirror and show me where I'm slipping or where I'm, may need to look a little bit deeper. Don't let anyone tell you what you need to work on. No. But people can hold up mirrors that reflect you instead of them just telling you what they think about you, which is no fun. So yeah, that's it from me today, guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys about shadow work. I wanted to brag about my new job and my hair and how great life is at the moment. Where's some wood? Let me knock on all the wood. Yeah, it's a good year, and I'm gonna say this every video, poofy hair or not, I should thank you for listening, guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, if you like the rest of my videos, why not go ahead and press that subscribe button? Why not as well also press that bell icon so that you get notifications of when I release my videos every week, probably around Thursday, Friday, but like I said, I have not yet decided what days I want to release my videos, but Thursday, Friday is usually the norm. Go ahead and press that bell icon if you want specifics. Please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with YouTube's algorithm, and I am just trying to grow my blog and my channel this year, so every little boost of appreciation really helps, and I'm really grateful for it. Go ahead and comment below any shadow techniques that you have that you want to share, or if you have any questions relating to shadow work, please feel free to either DM me in my Instagram, Facebook, or just put a comment down below. So all my social media links are down below as well. I hope you all have an amazing mental health week and begin to take the time to look at yourselves for who you really are. Start to pick up on your triggers, start to pick up on your behaviors, your actions, your words, your feelings, who you are. Do not let that unconscious psyche control you. You are the one that is in control. And with that, my loves, I will leave you. Take care now.